Hello friends and fellow VEDSies, and welcome to whichever day I decide to put this video out on. It might not come to a surprise to you, especially because I'm sure I've said this in videos before. I like small YouTube, because small YouTube creates the community that old YouTube, like when I started watching, felt like it was. YouTube used to feel like a community platform with large creators who had kind of a unified community around them. I don't feel like you get that as much with large creators anymore. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do still kind of like the community aspects that you can find in small YouTube, which is one of the reasons I do VEDS. But another way you can find those smaller pockets of community on YouTube is by finding extremely niche subjects to make videos around. So today I want to share a couple of the YouTubers who I feel like kind of fit into this idea and their niche YouTube domains. The first is a guy who I found kind of early on during quarantine this year because he was just cranking out videos while he was, stuck at home, and that is Zoc. I've worked so hard on saying his name correctly, and every time, I get so close, and then I'll say Zoc. Zach Zosky, which I'm still probably saying it wrong. Forgive me. Zach is a bartender and he makes videos about cocktails.
5 ingredients in equal parts, sour mix and Sprite. Let's get this over with. Because I'm using Curacao from Curacao, I might as well have the rest of the booze be from their respective places of origin.
Now there are two kind of caveats here. First off, cocktail YouTube is, as far as I know, not the smallest, right? It has a fair amount of people in there because it's a larger part of FoodTube and stuff like that. The other caveat is that I don't make cocktails. I tried when I turned 21, I was like, I'm gonna start making me some mojitos and stuff. It's too much work. I'm not good at cocktails. I think the thing with Zach that makes his channel stick out and why I decided to include it in this video is that it is so personality driven. I mean, so much of YouTube is personality driven, but because I don't make cocktails usually, I probably wouldn't enjoy this if it wasn't for Zach's kind of dry, monotone delivery. And I think there's something there because actually the next YouTuber on the list also kind of has a dry delivery to it. And that next channel that I was mentioning is a person named Lockpicking Lawyer.
Then I'm going to get my disc detainer pick, reach past the spinner up front, tension disc 1, and let's get to picking this.
And these videos are super easy to consume because they're short, they're simple, he doesn't put any fluff into them, he just gets a lock and picks it, explains to you what's wrong with it. All of these are under 3 minutes, and he has so many of them. They're just very easy to binge. But I think here you find that kind of thing where it's well, why do you care about lock picking? Well, it's because it's oddly satisfying, which is its own weird genre of YouTube, but I think this is a very specific part of that, where it's just, there's something about seeing locks picked that's just, it's cool. I like it. It's weird, right? Some might say it's odd, yet satisfying. The next channel I'm talking about falls into a very different type of niche though, and that is lifestyle niche, right? And you see this reflected in reality TV as well as YouTube, where it's you find people like tiny home people, right? And that's an interesting lifestyle that I don't follow, but I'd be interested in seeing that. And the channel that I find most interest in this kind of weird niche of lifestyle is Sailing Delos.
Cool.
Fisherman came by, Sierra.
So this is one of the local fishermen.
A channel with kind of a long history and different people came on and came off, but right now where I started watching it focuses on the owner of this sailboat, who he and his wife and their newborn daughter sail around the world. It's pretty cool. Totally aspirational, never gonna get there, would not be willing to put in the work to be able to live off the grid on a sailboat, but you know what? It's fun to watch every week. And there's just something about once you start watching a few niche channels and topics and ideas, then you're able to find other ones. Recently I found this channel called Serial Time TV.
Now this stuff came out back in December of last year, but I never got around to doing a video about it. There have been a handful of comments of people asking me about this cereal, so I think it's time it gets its own video.
I'm not subscribed to this channel. I don't necessarily enjoy the content that much. However, what I respect about it is just this guy's interest and passion for something, and that is cereal. I only spent a little bit of time going through and watching a couple of his videos, but it was fun to see someone who has such a niche and interesting passion make videos about it. And that's kind of the beauty of niche channels. All these people are passionate about what they do. Some people think that intense interest is kind of off-putting. I'm not one of those people. I want to know the thing that makes someone's eyes pop out and talk about it. The feeling I get when I walk into a museum and I see a Roman sarcophagus and I'm like, it's real. That's what I want to see from people. And so that's what I enjoy about niche YouTube. So 2 questions building off this. One, what's something like that? What's something that just, it makes your eyes pop out? You probably have made videos about it already, but still, you know, always good material to mine. 2, what are some of your favorite niche YouTube channels? They don't need to be like the best channels on the platform, right? But just channels that cover something that's a little smaller that you don't see covered anywhere else. So, friends and fellow VEDSies, leave your answers in the comments below or in video responses or wherever. Just spray paint them on a wall and then send a picture of it. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. I'm giving you bad ideas right now. That's my niche. Bad ideas that I should just cut out of the video, but whoa.